Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Chesty Puller here with another video for the Commander set on the Blood Magic event. And this is my speed run. This is about as fast as I think you can do it. We will do the entire run in I think it's about 10 minutes. So that's not too bad. Considering you're going to have instant repair, you're not going to have any time in the repair shop. So I come out with the Prometheus. Again, this is maybe not for low levels, but this is the speed run. This is the for maybe for higher end players. You have to have the Lilith. You have to have Gravedigger. You have to have Prometheus. So, like I say, mid level minimum if you're going to do it this way. I have low level ways of doing it. I have a video out just for low levels, how they can do this. So this is not for them perhaps. However, if you're a low level, you've got Lilith, and you don't need the Prometheus, you don't need the Gravedigger, and you really don't need Albert Ross either. You can just use Albert Ross helps, but you can use Warhogs. You can do this commander set. And I've got that video out there for low levels. All you really need is the Lilith. If you don't have the Lilith, push forward in this event in maybe you're not, because I said you can do this with Richard. You can do this number one base with Richard. However, the number two base, Lilith is kind of important for the number two base. But for this number one base, even though it's air only, you can absolutely do this with Richard for free repair. And remember, because it's the number one base, you can end attack and then pick it up. You have an hour and a half to finish this base. So don't try to get it all done in one attack if you think you're taking damage. But what I'm doing is I'm coming in here. I don't have to hit these turrets. Really, all you have to hit in here is the mechanized infantry. That's it. And why is that? That's because Lilith can't be hit by those mechanized infantry because Lilith is high altitude. We haven't had a high altitude unit in quite a while, and Lilith is it. Lilith is a high altitude unit with damage mitigation. With the only drawback that Lilith has, she's got good firepower, is that she's a little bit slow. We've kind of been spoiled with Albert Ross, right? So we're gonna see here, Albert Ross with and with the Prometheus, I'm sorry, with the Proteus, you can make Albert Ross really move, and I'll show you that in the number two base. But here we are, 3 minutes into the number one base, and the number one base is done. 3 minutes is not bad for an air only base when you're going to have instant repair. You notice Albert Ross didn't take any damage there, right? Because he also has damage mitigation. So that's done and done for the number one base. And then the number two base, if I find a faster way to do it, then I'll put that out there too. But this is about 5 minutes to do this one, and with about 3 minutes on the other one, that's about 8 minutes. So what I am doing is, you'll see here, it doesn't help me really right now because I kind of stopped, but I am deploying my Proteus just to get a little bit of speed out of my Lilith. And that works right at the very beginning there, but then she stops because I'm bringing out the Gravedigger and the Blue Ghosts are drawing out, well, the Gravedigger and the Blue Ghost are drawing out all those aggressive units. And I just feel like it's faster to get them to come to Lilith rather than Lilith having to pick them out off when she gets back there. So I'm not really killing any of them with the Gravedigger. The Blue Ghosts are doing some damage to them, but Lilith is killing all of them, and they're just stopping to shoot the ghosts. Now, if you don't happen to have the Gravedigger, then this part is not really necessary. Just go in and kill all of the mechanized infantry. Don't worry about the foot soldiers. I don't think that they can shoot air. And also, if you do have Albert Ross, he has damage mitigation. He's not going to take much damage from the turrets. If you don't have Albert Ross, then you're going to need to take out the because the Warhogs will take damage from the floaters, okay? And they can't shoot floaters until they're level 20, I believe. But I do believe that even the Warhogs at level 20, if you've got them up to level 20, I do believe they can shoot air. So the mechanized infantry, you don't want to leave any of those down there because they do cause damage to Albert Ross. Like I said, the turrets won't. If you just want to come in and kill all the mechanized infantry, you see the mechanized infantry are the ones. See the one that's running away right there? He's the sort of the bulky one, and there was another one hiding underneath there. Don't leave any of those guys out there. One or two, your Albert Ross will probably be okay. See, I don't know who I'm talking to. You might have Albert Ross. You might not have Albert Ross. You may or may not have the Prometheus. And you may or may not have the Lilith. But this is sort of a speed run for higher level players. So, don't get like 99% of my videos, if they get comments, they're like, yeah, but I don't have max level I don't have max level units. So, yeah, I get that. Most people don't have max level units. I have a video out already posted for low level players. I used a low level base to do this event. So low level players can do this event. They may not be able to do this number 2 commander set, but they can do the rest of the event. All you really need to do this number 2 base is the Lilith. So work on getting the Lilith and work on getting the Lilith workshop. You should be able to catch up in this event and get the Lilith and get the workshop and get at least to level 10 on the Lilith. The Lilith at level 10, I believe, starts to shoot air. Before that, she doesn't shoot air. And if you're wondering why the Lilith is able to do this and Richard is not and Albert Ross is not, it's because Lilith is high altitude, which means the only thing that can shoot Lilith are these turrets and anything that is a high altitude, but there's no high altitude or specifically anti-air units in this base except for the turrets. So even these what do you call it, mechanized infantry guys, the purple thorium mechanized infantry guys that I'm killing, they can't shoot her. And they're the ones that have those missiles that don't miss. Like they'll follow. They follow and then they'll shoot. So that's why you don't want to use the Albert Ross until those guys are done. The Albert Ross has damage mitigation and he's not going to be hurt too much by the turrets either. So really what you're doing is you just want to get rid of the things that can shoot the Albert Ross, which is the mechanized infantry, and then that's it, and then you're done. So can you come in here and do this with, you can do this with base with ground. I'm just showing you how to do it with air only. But yeah, this base can be done with ground. Maybe I'll come out with a video so how you can do this with ground, but you won't be able to do it like this unless you have the actual Lilith unit. And so now what I like to do is bring in Proteus, and also I like to bring in the Prometheus. The Prometheus at this point is not going to help that much, but it might help just a little bit. It depends on what you have left on the base. And now I want to bring, my Albert Ross in, and he kind of cleans it up. I also bring in some other Warhogs because there's nothing here to shoot them. You saw that I had cleared out the turrets. Now, if you don't have Albert Ross, you probably do want to clear out the turrets. If you do have Albert Ross, the turrets, clearing those out is not essential because the turrets aren't going to be able to scratch Albert Ross. So that's it. And, you can do this over and over again. This is a great catch-up event. Hopefully, you guys will be able to catch up. If you have any questions for me, if there's anything in there that you didn't understand, I've got several videos out on the Commander set and different ways of doing it. And so check those out. And if you have any questions, I usually answer 100% of the comments. But sometimes, I'll go in and I'll answer the comments, and then I'll get other comments after that, and then maybe I don't get back to the video to answer those until later. But I try to do it in a timely manner during the event. All right, guys, have a good one. Hope it was helpful.